Hello everybody, Loki for Life here, bringing us a brand new video. I know it's not the update video I planned, but I will do that probably later. I just haven't had the time. Some things came up and it's been kind of crazy. But however, with that being said, today we are going to talk about the Sunavalon archetype finally getting revealed. This is for what they're calling the Selection 10. It's kind of like the replacement for a Link Frames pack over in Japan. And they've revealed a bunch of stuff in the set, including a bunch of support for some older archetypes that I will cover in a later video. I just want this one to be about the Sunavalon archetype because I feel like, well, for one thing, this is a huge archetype and it's going to need its own video. And secondly, it's a hugely popular one. I've seen a lot of people begging for this archetype to be printed from the anime. I don't really quite get it, honestly, because I personally haven't seen that far into Vrains, but I know a lot of people really love this archetype from the TV show. So let's go ahead and start talking about it. First and foremost, we got Sunseed Genius Loki. Loki, I don't know. It's a level 1 Earth Plant Normal Monster, 0 attack, 600 defense. This card is, by the way, I have read through all of these already. This is not like my usual reaction discussion video. But however, this card's needed for a lot of stuff because a lot of their Link 1s, let's see here, 1 plant normal monster, 1 plant normal monster, 1 plant normal monster, plant monsters, you know, they need a normal monster. Now, unfortunately, there's not a huge amount of good plant normal monsters. I really wish that they would have like given us more of these Sunseed cards that are plant normal monsters. But just to kind of pull it up, I mean, like monster, let's see here, normal, and then plant. There's 23 plant normal monsters. Oh god. And I mean, the best one is by far Angel Trumpeter because it's a tuner monster. You can summon it with Unexpected Die. And I feel like that it, along with Sunseed Loki, are going to get played in the deck. Or Loki, I don't know. Because while you do need the Sunseed for some stuff, especially since the Link 1 of the Sunavalon Link monsters basically needs the Sunseed to be able to really trigger its stuff. But for the other members of the archetype, Angel Trumpeter is going to be very helpful. You got some other options like Jerry Beans Man. I thought he got his name changed. I don't know. Anyways, so that's just something to bring up for the archetype. I'm not going to bother reading that. It's just some cool stuff. I like how they're doing this, like, oh, hey, here's a full art of it before they just reveal the whole rest of the card. I'm going to make making thumbnails for this a lot easier, that's for sure. Next up, we got Sunvine Maiden. Level 1 plant, Earth monster, effect monster. Earth Plant effect monster, sorry. 0 attack, 0 defense. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a plant monster or monsters you control that was spell summoned from the extra. As a quick effect, you can spell summon this card from your hand, and if you do, negate that effect. Your opponent cannot target Sunavalon and Sunvine spell trap cards you control with card effects. This is really, really good. She's basically a hand trap that protects your Link monsters, and then on top of that, oh, she also protects your back row, which is super handy for a lot of obvious reasons. So, yeah, really good card all around. Very interesting in how it works. Next up, we got Sunseed Shadow, which looks like an opened up version of the Sunseed Genius Loki. So, Shadow, level 1 Earth Plant Effect Monster. Oh boy, 0 attack, 400 defense. You can only use each of its first and second effects once per turn. If you control a plant normal monster, you can spell summon this card from your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target one of your linked 2 or lower Sunavalon or Sunvine monsters. You cannot spell summon monsters for the rest of this turn except plant monsters. Also, spell summon 1 monster of the same name from your extract, but its effects negated. So basically, the idea with this is to basically just cheese out more Link material for your bigger Links. Very cool. I like it. And also just easy way of summoning itself as well if you have Loki up. Next up we got Sunseed Twin, which is just adorable. Level 2 Earth Plant Effect Monster. Attack 0, 800 defense. You can only use this card's first and second effect each once per turn. If this card is normal or spell summoned and control a Sunavalon Link monster, you can target 1 level 4 or lower plant normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it. I really wish that was just anytime it was summoned, not just whenever you have a Sunavalon Link out, but I get it, they want you to have the boss monsters out, so Yeah. You can banish this card from your graveyard and one link monster you control. If there are 2 or more plant link monsters with the same name in your graveyard, spell will summon one of them. It kind of ties in with Shadow because you can choose out an extra copy that has its effects negated that you can't summon anyway. And then banish Twin to get rid of that. And then you get another dude in your graveyard. So pretty interesting playstyle so far. And now we get to the links. Now this is where I get a bit concerned with this archetype. This is a gimmick archetype through and through. This is not going to be meta. I sincerely doubt it, okay? And likewise, I don't see this being a particularly great rogue deck because of how this deck works, and it just isn't going to be particularly great. That being said, I do like the idea of this deck, and let's just go ahead and talk about it. Sunavalon Dryas. Link 1, Earth Plant Link Effect Monster. Attack 0, points 1 bottom. Materials, 1 level 4 or lower plant monster. Cool. Super easy to summon. If this card is linked summoned to the extra monster zone by using Sunseed Genius Loki, or Loki, I don't know. Somebody explain to me how it's pronounced in the comments. Loki, you can add 1 Sunvine spell trap card from your deck to your hand. So, right off the bat, searches out your spells and traps. Cool. Cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. Now, for those who don't know, because I've seen people argue, oh, if you have monsters that... for instance, the Earthbound Immortals, I actually had somebody try and make this claim against me. Because you have the Earthbound Immortal out, and it can't be attacked if it's the only monster that you have, your opponent can attack you directly. No. It has to specifically state that that your opponent can't attack you directly. And that's what Sunavalon Dryas is doing. And at first I thought that's garbage, but there's a reason for it, and that's its third effect. Once per turn, if you take battle or effect damage, you can gain an equal amount of life points, and if you do, special summon 1 Sunvine monster from your extract. Basically, oh, I took damage, I'm going to choose out my Sunvine Link monsters, which is really, really obnoxious, and I like it. So basically, oh, I take damage, okay, effect, gain life points, okay, free monster. So that's basically how this archetype works, in that the Sunavalons want you to take damage, and then they cheese out your extract monsters. The issue I have is that your opponent's just going to pop this with, I don't know, freaking, unicorn, and then you're not going to have anything. And I get it. That's where the protection from Maiden comes out. But, the top tier meta decks are going to have 50 different ways to get rid of this, and it's just not particularly great. Now, moving on, though, there are upgraded versions of Dryas. For instance, Sunavalon Dryades. That sounds really bad. Dryads, there we go. Dryads, that sounds better. Dryads, attack 0, link bottom left, bottom right. 2 plant monsters, including a Sunavalon Link monster. Cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. And then does the same thing as Dryas, except it does it twice per turn. So, yeah. And then guess what the third one does? Guess what the Link 3 does? Same thing. Also, once per turn, it's up to thrice per turn. Also, once per turn when a monster has got points to, it's targeted for an attack. It can negate the attack, and if you do, move the attack target to another one of your main monster zones. Obviously, intending you to, attack something else so you can take some more damage, so you can choose out something else. So yeah. And then guess what the Link 4 does? Well, actually, this is different. This is much different. The Link 4 is actually, really good. So, Link 4, Plant Link Effect Monster, top, bottom left, bottom right, bottom left, bottom right, so he has Saryuja arrows. 2 or more Link monsters, so you can actually cheese it out really easily. If this card is Link summoned, you can add 1 Sunavalon spell trap card from your deck to your hand. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, also cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. Once per turn, you contribute 1 Link monster, discard points to, destroy cards your opponent controls up to the attributed monster's Link rating. This is really good in the sense that, you can summon out your other Sunavalons and tribute them off and do a crap ton of, just destruction. I really wish this was a quick effect, because it really should have been a quick effect. The fact that you can just tribute a dude and do a crap ton of destruction right off there is really, really handy. It's my same issue of Goki Power Load Ogre for some people who know about that. It does the same thing, so it just needs to be a quick effect. Oh god. And you can choose this guy out too pretty easily. Next up, we got the Sunvine monsters, which are more Link monsters. Sunvine Gardener, Link 1, Earth Plant Effect monster, obviously. 600 attack, points top, so he points up, so I guess he can be co-linked with the Sunavalons and stuff. 1 plant normal monster, that's the same for all the Sunvines. If a Sunavalon Link monster you control leaves the field by card effect, destroy this card. All of the Sunvines have that, which is really annoying. When an attack is declared involving this card linked to a Sunavalon Link monster, an opponent's monster you can activate as effect half the battle damage you take from that battle, so obviously you take less damage, you're more likely to survive. And then of course the Sunavalon effect will trigger, allowing you to gain your life points back, and then cheese out another dude. When this card is destroyed by battle, you can activate this effect in the battle phase after the end of the damage step. So, obviously, okay, you take half damage. Okay, cool. He gets destroyed. Effect of Sunavalon. Effect of Gardener. Gardener, well, obviously ends the battle phase, so your opponent can't run over your other Sunvines you're going to cheese out. And then Avalon will cheese out a Sunvine. That's pretty much what it's intended to do here, as far as I can tell. So, he's okay. All the Sunvines are just kind of okay, except for one, which I'll get to here in a second. Sunvine Healer, same thing as the other dude, 600 attack, and Link 1, Earth, yada yada yada, 1 plant normal monster. If a Sunavalon Link monster you control leaves the field by card effect, destroy this card. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 Sunavalon Link monster on the field, gain life points equal to its rating times 300. When your plant monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can gain 600 life points. Cool. Not very impactful. I like how all these are like mirrors of the main deck monsters. Next up, we got Sunvine Thrasher, and this is your main guy to go into after Gardener and stuff like that. If he's Sunavalon, yada yada yada, he has 800 attack, by the way, instead of 600, so there's that. If this card is special summon, you can target 1 Sunavalon monster on the field. This card gains attack equal to its link rating times 800. So of course, if you target good old the big guy, the link 4, he'll go up by, let's see here, if I'm doing my math right, 3,200, 3,200, so it'd be 3,200. So he'll go up to 4,000. Oh, and he's the freaking Goyo Guardian on top of that. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can spell summon that monster to your zone. A link monster points to, but its effects are negated. So yeah, it does negate the effects, but it's still a Goyo Guardian that can be at max a 4K beater. I love it. This thing is great. Definitely your win condition in the archetype is to make him when you have Dryad Tyrantia out. So yeah, that's okay. It's I'm trying to be optimistic here, but the Yu-Gi-Oh! In the most recent months has kind of destroyed my optimism. Oh boy. Okay, so next up, we got the continuous spell card, Sunvine Shrine. Activate this card by sending 1 card from your hand to the graveyard while you control a Sunavalon Link monster. So you can't activate it unless you have a Sunavalon out. You cannot spell summon monsters from the extract except for plants. Once per turn, you can spell summon a level 4 or lower plant normal monster from your graveyard, which of course will help you cheese out the more and more Sunavalons and Sunvines. Once per turn, during your opponent's end phase, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard and target a continuous trap in your graveyard. Set it to your spell and trap card zone. Now, obviously, that's supposed to be able to grab Sunavalon Bloom, which I think is the true win condition for this card. So, for this deck. So, Sunavalon Bloom, continuous trap card. You can only activate 1 card of this card's name per turn, and you can only use its second effect once per turn. When this card is activated, if you control a Link 4 or higher plant Link monster, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. That's really big. And if your plant Link monster battles, during damage calculation, you can make it gain attack equal to the total attack of all monsters it points to till the end of this turn. This basically is going to allow you to both allow the Sunavalons to attack and also to boost up your Sunvines. So this is really, really important to the deck in order to actually be able to do damage, because this is a very, very defensive-oriented archetype. You're going to be basically purposefully and willingly taking damage so that you can just cheese out your monsters easier and easier, all the while just trying to build up resources. Cool in theory. I like it. Okay, I really like it. We need more defensive archetypes. And, because pretty much every archetype is going to be offensive. But there's a reason why there's not many defensive archetypes. if any, really. And that's because they just don't work. You rely on your opponent to do stuff. You rely on your opponent to attack you. You rely on your opponent not to destroy your link monsters that you need to be able to survive. Or rather, cheese out your dudes. And it's because of that I don't see this deck having a very bright and happy future. I totally understand why people are looking forward to it. It's got a unique playstyle, and I love the art and everything. It's really cool looking. It's got like a mix of like adorableness with like the sun vines and sunseed, and then you got like the Lovecraftian looking tree thing here, Cthulhu tree. So I get it. It's got appeal. It's cool. I'm definitely going to be playing around with it. But I just don't see this deck being anything more than just a fun gimmick deck, which is a shame. So guys, what do you guys think? Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and see y'all later. Peace out. Thank you all for watching the video. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and see y'all later.